Hello all. In today's class, I'm going to discuss about the structure of printf function. Printf, we know that it's an output function which is attached to the file called standard output. Okay. So printf function generally takes some n number of parameters. Okay. The format will be something like this: printf followed by the message to be printed, that is string. Okay. Followed by the format specifiers, which is prefixed with %d. Okay. Followed by the variable list. Followed by variable list. Okay. In a single printf statement, I can print a message along with format specifier which will be replaced with the value of these variables. Okay. As I told, it will take some n number of parameters. In a single printf itself, I can print the value of some like 10 variables, 15 variables, or any number of variables. Okay. So printf will also include the format specifier. It will also include format specifier. Okay. The format specifier, which we already discussed, there are different types of format specifier. For integer variable, the format specifier is %d. For floating point variable, the format specifier is %f, %c for character variables, okay, %lf for double variable, and %s for string. Okay. In this class, we are going to include one more concept called string, that is array of characters, and we'll also see how to print string using printf function. Okay. So printf is an output function which is attached to the inbuilt file called standard output. Okay. Printf, it is used to display the message in the output screen, but before displaying the message in the output screen, it will be buffered first. Buffering means it will be stored inside the standard output file. Okay. Printf will also include the format specifier to print the different data types values. Okay. This is a simple example. Okay. We have a header file, preprocessor directives. We have main function where the execution will begin from. Okay. We have used one more variable here, that is str of type character, but you can observe one more declaration here. Within the bracket, angular bracket, I specified some 100. Okay. This is character data type, but I can store up to 100 characters. So it's like group of characters. It's like what? Group of characters. Or we can also say array of characters. Array of characters. Okay. Array of characters, we can also call it as string. Array of character, it is also called as string. Okay. I included one more variable, that is integer variable, int I. Okay. Here two variables is there. One is string, another one is integer. Okay. I'm just trying to print a message, that is enter a value. Okay. This scanf, will discuss the format of the scanf in the next class. Okay. Just understand, scanf is an input function which is used to read the value from the keyboard. In scanf also, we must specify the format specifier. Format specifier is actually based on the data type, the kind of value which I'm reading. Okay. Here I'm using %s. In the first value I'm reading is string. Okay. First value I'm reading is %s, that is string. The second format specifier I used is %d to read integer value. Okay. After comma, you can observe some variables str and I. Okay. While storing the value, we must get the address of the variable. Okay. I think I should explain what is address first. Okay. If I create a variable something like int I, what happens? We know that data type tells two things. One is the size of the value which we can store. Okay. Integer, it will allocate 4 bytes. And the type of the value which we can store. Integer will store only numerical values, and variable is just a name given to the memory location. Okay. If I give I is equal to something like 10. Okay. This 10 will be stored inside the memory. Okay. This will be done by the user, the programmer. But what computer will do is, it will assign the internal address also. The computer CPU will assign the internal address also. I is the variable, we can call it as an external address which is given by the programmer. Okay, but computer will also assign another address called internal address. Generally address will be in hexadecimal format. Just assume that the address of this memory location is A and A. Okay, A and A. If I refer I will give the value of this variable, that is 10. But if I use ampersand I, it will give the address of this memory location. That address is AA. Okay, which is assigned internally. This is internal address. Okay, while printing the value, you can see I'm just using the name of the variable. If I refer name of the variable, it will print the value itself. It will print the value itself. But while reading the value, I must use the address of the variable. If I use ampersand I, it won't give 10, but it is give the address of that variable. Now I is also pointing to the same memory location. A is also pointing to the same memory location. A is the internal address. Inside this scanf, we need to make use of this address of the variable. Okay. So you can see ampersand I just to store the value inside this I. But you may ask, why I am not using ampersand for str? Okay, you can observe here, str, it's an array. Array means it's a collection of same type variables or same type value. Here I am creating character data with 100 memory location, with 100 memory locations. Okay, here str will not contains the value, str will not contains the value. Instead, it will contains the address of first memory location. Instead, str will contains the address of memory location, first memory location. If it is a normal variable, it will contains the values. If it is array variable, it will contains the address of the first memory location or address of the first flag. Okay, since it is already containing the address, I don't need to make use of ampersand here. Okay, so ampersand, it is not required for the array variables, but it is required for the normal variable. Okay, so scanf, it is used to read the value from the keyboard, percentage s to read the string, and percentage d, it is used to read the integer. You can see the order. First I mentioned percentage s, so in the variable part there should be a matching variable. Then I used percentage d. In the variable part there is a matching variable. See the position. First is percentage s. In the variable is first is str. It's a string variable. I mean array of character variable. Second one is percentage d, and I'm storing the value inside the integer variable. Okay. Now it will print the message, enter the value. I must enter two values. One is string. String will be stored inside str, and integer number, it will be stored inside I. Okay. Then I'm using printf statement to print the same percentage s and percentage d. Okay. Str will give the value of the string. I will give the value of integer. I mean for percentage d. Percentage s to print the value of string. Percentage d to print value of I. Okay. This is the compiled output. Instead of reading it from the PPT, I'll show the output directly itself. Okay. So in today's class, we discussed about the printf function, format of the printf function. Okay. Now we'll see the output of the printf function. See here, I'm declaring 5 variables. Integer variable with the values 10, floating point variable with the value 2.5, double variable with the value 3.002, character with the value x. Here I declared one more variable, that is array of character with the name str, which can store up to 100 characters. Okay, but here I'm not storing 100 characters, I'm storing something like 8 character along plus one space is there. Okay, even space will also consider single character. So totally I'm storing 9 characters here. Okay. As I told, printf, it is used to print the output to the output screen. Okay. In order to print the different data type values, okay, we must use different format specifier. Percentage d to print the integer value, percentage f to print the floating point value, percentage lf to print the double value, percentage c to print the character, and percentage s okay, to print the string value, that is array of characters. Okay, and one more important thing, I can use single printf statement to print all the values. I can use single printf statement to print all the values. I can combine everything into single printf statement, as we seen in the program. In that program, where we are printing two variables in the same line in the PPT. Okay, let's see the output of this program. See, integer value is 10, floating point value is 2.5 something, double value is followed by character value and followed by the string value. Thank you.